The Deviant in Eternity mode is perhaps the most difficult boss in Fargo's Soul mod. I'm guessing you're watching this video because, like me, you're having difficulty fighting the Deviant. It took me 32 attempts to kill the Deviant for the first try. In doing so, I found many strategies that might help you in defeating the Deviant for the first time. It has a base of 25,200 health in Eternity mode, and swaps into its second phase at 50% of its HP. Upon damage, the Deviant has a handful of debuffs that it deals to you. Most of these are unavoidable with accessories, so you just have to deal with them. However, the main debuff you need to worry about is Love Struck, which causes you to heal the boss instead of damaging them in this state. The best primary weapon to use in this fight is the Bone Zone, which is a ranged weapon gained from defeating Skeletron, using bones as ammunition. Preferably it should be reforged to a better modifier, such as Ruthless. Pairing this with the Molten Armor, which is the highest pre-hard mode defense armor. For accessories, we use the Lightning Boots, the Shield of Cthulhu, and the Blue Horseshoe Balloon to counter the Deviant's quick speed and bullet hell nature. Additionally, using the Charm of Myths as a healing accessory, and the Necromantic Brew as a damage accessory. All of these should be reforged to a good modifier, such as Warding, Lucky, Menacing, Quick, or Violent to give you the best chance of defeating the Deviant. Obviously, you should use potions too. Healing, Iron Skin, Regeneration, and Swiftness are all relatively easy potions to craft. Let's get on to the actual strategies now. The Deviant has 9 weak attacks and 5 strong attacks, totaling 14 overall. All of these attacks are slightly more difficult in Phase 2. I'm only going to be covering the Phase 2 attacks in this video, as they are exact same as the Phase 1, except much harder. Therefore, my explanation should cross over relatively well to Phase 1 attacks. The first of these is the Hammer's attack, which you need to have extremely fast reactions to beat. You can do this by staying relatively still, as the Deviant will not spawn on top of you. As soon as it has done its final teleport, dash as fast as possible in the opposite direction, then stand still again to wait for another attack. Next, the Nymph Heart's attack is a tough one to master. Damage can stack very quickly if the wrong technique is done. The trick is not to run in the opposite direction to the hearts, as this will make them stack up while chasing you, but to circle the hearts in Deviant, which can be difficult with our limited movement. However, the hearts will not be able to track you well. The Light Orb attack is one of the easiest attacks to avoid because of its slow speed, giving you time to think and get inside the circle. You just need to be confident in your timing ability. Mimics are another easy attack, with you literally only needing to outrun the mimics or go a layer down in the first part, and in the second part I would advise standing still then slowly moving in between a gap in the following mimic, as you cannot outrun these ones. A trail of hearts will be left behind, which are extremely damaging, however they disappear after a few seconds. Ice and Sand is the next attack, where you really just need to pay attention and move slower rather than quicker, to avoid the blue and yellow projectiles. Similarly, the Shadow Beam attack is another easy projectile attack, however I'd recommend to move away as fast as possible. The Dash attack is another easy attack to avoid, where you can use a similar strategy to when you were fighting the Eye of Cthulhu, changing your vertical direction as the Deviant is swinging its axe and dashing at you. This is a poor performance showing you what to do here. The Rune Wizard attack is next, which can be difficult as the Deviant sometimes teleports on top of you with this. My best advice is to not move fast when the projectile is fired, to dash in a direction opposing the Deviant and the previously created fire ring. Finally, for the weak attacks is the Skeletron attack, which you need to constantly be moving in a horizontal direction in. Do not move up or down until you hear the Deviant make a sound. Then immediately you should go almost straightly vertical up or down to avoid oncoming skulls. The first strong attack is the Heart Barrage, which involves the falling of hearts at slight angles. After the hearts have fallen past you, you should move horizontally until they come back up. It shouldn't be too difficult to avoid the heart lasers. Focus on moving up and down between the different platforms. Next is the Energy Heart Barrage. It is also in an arena like the previous attack. Hearts are fired out from the Deviant, and by looking at the rotation of these hearts, you can tell what direction the lasers will come up in. Moths are also another attack in the arena, dropping particles which you will need to horizontally avoid. Despite the temptation of dropping down layers, I would advise against it, as the moth's height will also change when you do this, meaning the drop particles can stack up, resulting in you taking damage. The Giant Laser is perhaps the most destructive attack, as not only do you need to dodge heart particles, but you also need to face away from the Deviant to avoid the Medusa Frozen effect until a circle appears. This is a signal that you can move and face the Deviant again. To avoid the Giant Laser, you should move as quickly as possible. The final attack is the Axe Swing. You should rotate behind and above the Deviant to avoid the axe, then stand as still as possible on a platform to avoid laser damage. Overall, it is a really difficult fight, with not a lot of time to think in between attacks, and trying to aim for the Deviant's heart ring hitbox can be tough while dodging these attacks. It is possible to win with a little practice. Subscribe if you found this video helpful, and I'll catch you in the next one.